Hi, in this short video I am going to show you how we create these nice looking pie charts in Unreal Engine, basically coming from something like this, which is just a 2D chart in PowerPoint, and turn it into something nice in Unreal Engine. So this is Ignition UE Charting, and this is where I've got my data management here. I've got four tabs here: data management, scene management, sequence editor, and sequence TX. So in the data management, I can come here. So from these charts that I had in PowerPoint, this has got data that I can edit, and that's in Excel. Now we can link Excel directly to UE Charting, or we can link Google Sheets, and it's as easy as come into here, create from Excel, and I just go and find my Excel file. It has to be a particular format, so if I look at one of these that I've done previously, you can see that all this data comes in. I have to give it the color, the hex code color for the actual each segment. And if I want to create from Google Sheets, all I do is I share that link, which is this link here. You just come here and you copy this link and you bring that into Ignition. So then your data is already in, and here I've got my Google Sheets. You can see this matches. This is build, link data, animate, rehearse. This is the colors. This is before, after, and then I've just got a test here that I've done just to test, sometimes test data, and I can change these. You can have this data can be populated live, which is great for doing votes and getting votes and surveys and things like that. So in Ignition, once I've got my data, and look, this is out of sync, so if I press sync now, this will go off and it will get the sync for that data. And if I put auto sync on, then it should just always be syncing. So let me just check that it's doing that. I can change this test data to 3, 6, 8, and then come back to Ignition, and there you go. It's updating in real time. So this is constantly polling now. So now I can go in my scene management. This is to add your preview cameras, so you can have different camera positions in Unreal Engine, and you can be able to look at different positions. So when I come into my editor to build my shots, I've got a high wide here. I've got line graph, which is where I've placed my line graph in my project. I've got a column chart, which is where I placed my column chart, and if I just bring that in here, you can see that's appearing in there. And then I've got my pie chart camera. So you can set those cameras within the scene management and link them there. And then the graphics on this project, I've just got 3 graphics right now. I've got a column chart, a line chart, and a pie chart, just to demo. All I would do is, I wanted to add another one, just add a column chart, and I would link to the name of that column chart in the project. So that's your scene management. And then this is your sequence editor. So this is where you can create your sequences. So you can come up here and press plus, and this will find the scenes that are in your project. I can bring in that particular scene, and now I'm starting from a blank slate basically. So I've got my 3 chart options here that are the 3 charts that are loaded in this project. So I could start with a column chart and say my first position, or you could say, well, my first position is going to be an empty set. My next position is going to have a column chart in it, and you'll see this will pop actually to the chart to show you. Now I've not got the right data in there. I want my column data, which is coming from an Excel file. So that will give you a preview here and tell you this is what it's going to look like when you actually do the animation in the TX. So that's my column chart. I'm going to add another sequence, and this time I'm going to take the column chart out, and then I'm going to bring the pie chart in. So, and my pie chart I'm going to create from my Google Sheets data, and I've got here the data that whether I'm using Google Sheets or the Excels, and then I can say before or after. So those are those 3 columns that you saw back here: before, after, and test. And this one's going to be before, and if I click the more button here, we give you some options here to be able to change the way the value format and things like that. I'm going to highlight the slices on the rehearsal time, because that's the one that we think we can improve if we use our charting plugins. And now I will add another keyframe here, and this time will be after. And now you'll see the data will change to after, and I can choose to highlight that slice, or I can say, well, I'll highlight all the slices here. And obviously you can see what it does is it's working out all the animations for you, so it's all ready to now be saved. You can save this sequence, and of course I can rename this sequence, etc. And now I can just check it. I can come to the start of the sequence and say, right, what's going to happen? First, my column chart's going to come in. It's going to be an empty set, then it's going to be my column chart. And in fact, I need my high wide camera to be able to see that coming in. And then I'm going to do my pie chart. I can click on the pie chart to see where that is, because obviously in your presentation your camera will be linked to a tracking device of some sort or be locked off on the actual charts, but this just allows you in the preview mode here that we've got here to be able to see each of our charts and what they're going to look like. And then my next position is that. So now I've done my kind of setup of my sequence called new sequence, and now all I do is I can come over to TX, and when TX is then the same, basically the same principle of going through these steps, but you can have this on an iPad, or it could be on a separate PC, or in the gallery, or in the place where you're going to drive the show. And so the idea is this is for the presenter or for people to use this interface so that they can't do any kind of editing. But if you want to be able to edit, you come back to the sequence and you say, okay, I now want to add another keyframe or whatever, and then that will update in your TX. So there's a lot more to this software. Obviously there's a lot more functionality and capability, but that was just really to give you a quick overview of Ignition UE charting.